host of the Emmy Award-winning show Outlook on WKYU PBS in Bowling Green, Kentucky. She's a two-time Emmy recipient and nominated this year in the military program category. Please welcome Barbara Deeb.
Good evening. Is that the best you can do, really? No, I just want you to get fired up for the night. And you know, before we get started, I know we're all anxious and we got to get going a little bit earlier, but I have been told we have one housekeeping item I need to talk about. Please, if you have alcohol that was in your goodie bags, do not open it at your table, please. Save it for later, okay? We appreciate that. That's intended for later. All right, you ready to get started? How about it? Okay. So if you are ready, we will go ahead and get started with our first category for the evening. You know, for many television stations in our region, the centerpiece of local programming each day is the newscast. Newsrooms are staffed 24 hours a day, prepared to update viewers about vital and important information affecting our world, our country, and our neighborhoods. Our first award tonight is for excellence in a daily newscast, and the Emmy Award goes to Gretchen Walsh, Benjamin Tate,
Here's the view from top of 10 right now.
WVNS.
High above that scene, an exclusive look at the wreckage right there on the ground.
And here's what we know at this hour. People within a 1-mile radius of that area are being told to evacuate to the Ohio State Fairgrounds as rescue crews, medics, firefighters, a lot of police officers all working together to try to get everyone there to safety this morning.
We want to begin our coverage right now by giving everyone at home a little bit of a closer look at where this dangerous situation is unfolding.
You don't usually see producers and directors enter together, but Ben and I work so great together that we wanted to make sure that we toss this out there together.
Break the ice a little bit.
For everybody. This show was a very busy day for both of us, and I worked on the 6 a.m. newscast for about 5 years before this actually happened, and I'm pretty sure this is what got us to the next level as a morning team, and I'm really excited because this was one that all of us worked on together. So, thanks. You know.
Sometimes you think with a crew call at 3:45 a.m. the camaraderie isn't as good as everybody anticipates, but it really is, especially from the production side. We come in that early, ready to, do awesome and drink coffee and have a good time and, stay number one. And I think everybody's happy, and it's great because the production department and the news department has such good camaraderie, and it pays off, and we keep it going day in and day out. So thank you.
And as it turns out, we have more than one winner in this category, Excellence in a Daily Newscast, and the next Emmy in this category goes to Kathy Hostetter, David McDonald, Aaron Ellis, Wave for Wave 3 News.
Working for you. This is Wave 3 News at 6.
Right now at 6, extreme violence in Louisville leaves 3 people dead and 3 people hurt. The tense moments caught on camera by our crew in the field, and that story continues to unfold. Police are investigating 2 scenes in West Louisville, one on 32nd Street, the other on Elliott Street. We have live team coverage. Our Scott Reynolds and the team have been in the middle of all that chaos. And Scott, what are the crews telling you tonight?
Well, police here are still working, Janelle. We expect that these investigators will be on the scene probably throughout the night. They'll stay here because the tensions are still high in this neighborhood. The crowds...
Yay! I've got bookends now. This is awesome. This was a hell of a day. 6 people shot in Louisville, one of the most violent days in Louisville's history. And we have a kick-ass team. I'm just going to say that. So I just want to thank Wave, thank Western Kentucky, because, you know, that's the greatest broadcasting school in the world, and everybody. You've got a good crew, and glad that we can win this show. Hard work for a very sad day. So thank you very much.
Hello. Walking into the news at 2:30 to find out you don't know what to expect. It was a great day. We have a great team. If it wasn't for this lady, I wouldn't be standing here this evening, and the person sitting at my table back there pushing me every day. So thanks for sharing this moment with me.
You know what many of you probably don't realize is that we had a crew that took fire that day as well. So it's a bit of a surreal experience to be standing up here accepting this award on behalf of what was a pretty scaring and daunting day for us as a news team. Thank you to the judges, thank you to the peers. Way to go, Team Wave. You guys are awesome and you rock it every day. Thank you.
Aaron, one of our former students at WKU. Guess what? We have another in this category. Yep, great way to start the day. How about if Steve Hensley and Brandon Robinson come on up for Tornado Outbreak, WYMT.
In so many communities, it has been a stunning sight. The death toll now stands at 18 in Kentucky. Hundreds were injured. It's hard to believe this is downtown West Liberty. There is so much devastation. That's where we begin our team coverage tonight. WYMT's Katie Roach is live in West Liberty.
I have been out here since early this morning, and let me just tell you, when the sun came up, I just could not believe my eyes.
Wow, thank you. You know, we are a small market television station in the mountains of southeastern Kentucky, but we like to think we don't act small market. This is the first Emmy win for our station. And it's the direct result of many people putting in many long hours to serve our communities. I want to thank Brandon Robinson, who produced the newscast. We have our general manager back here, Neil Middleton, and everyone in our news and production departments who work hard covering the worst natural disaster in the history of WYMT. Our station goes back to 1985. Finally, I want to dedicate this to all the victims of the March 2nd, 2012 tornado outbreak. 25 people died in Kentucky, and this is for you. Thank you.
And guess what? We like this category so well, we have one more, and I promise this is the last one in this category. But if this were you, you'd want to hear it, wouldn't you? Andrew Howell, WHIO for News Center 7 at 11.
He saw it coming. Wind gusts over 80 miles an hour in some parts.
There were coolers flying at us.
But not even the best preparations held up at Right Pat's Tattoo. People hurt. Stay away. Don't come here. Tattoo canceled. Drivers trapped with no place to go. How could this happen to a wall inside the Dayton Mall? Metal poles, no match. Neither was this bar.
And then I could hear the barn roof blowing off, stronger than I've ever experienced out here.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of people to thank for this. I mean, James Brown, Letitia Perry, that night were anchoring the show. They did an amazing job, especially all the reporters involved too, especially the ones that stayed late to be in that show. And I mean, we just have a great team at WHIO. I get to work with amazing reporters and amazing anchors every single day, including the classiest person I know in the world, Cheryl McHenry. And, you know, as a producer, I mean, I just lay it out and they play it out. So this is for you guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, you ready for another category? Okay. You know, a TV news organization must not only excel in reporting day-to-day events, but also has to be flexible enough to cover breaking news at a moment's notice, with reporters live on the scene or anchors ad-libbing on set. Breaking news is high pressure, and it's one of the greatest things on this planet for all of us adrenaline junkies. Covering spot news has changed dramatically in the internet era, and in this age of 24/7 news coverage, spot news coverage demands constant attention. You have to update from reporters. The Emmy Award in the areas of breaking and spot news goes to, and guess what? We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories as well. The first award goes to the team, there's 14 of them, at WBNS 10 TV Mornings Train Derailment Explosion.
Now I want to show you the video here because this is what everybody's talking about. Take a look at this video, and this is where the explosion occurred here. Our cameras captured this thing. You could hear it for miles, and you could see it just light up the sky. It almost looked like daylight. That's how big of an explosion this was.
Just look at that. You can see that fire just continues to burn.
We're getting a real good look from right above this. As you can see, several cars on fire there.
Our 10 TV teams have been working around the clock since this situation happened, nonstop into the early morning hours. We are spread out all over to cover every angle of this breaking situation.
This fire, it was called out on the scanner like any other fire, and our photographer, who is a veteran, headed north on 71, and he said, you want to do two things. You want to point Skyview north, and you want to get the chopper up. And I said, we have never gotten chopper up at 2 a.m., but we pointed Skyview north, and then we got the chopper up. This was a story that had so much breaking news. There was an explosion, it was a chemical plume, you can see the fire from the highway, Ohio State's impacted. It was a big day for us. And you don't get to deal with situations like that every day on morning news, but the people that you see up here gave every single thing that they had to this story. But the best part about them is that they give everything they have to every breaking story. Shootings, fires, car accidents, so every once in a while we get a real turn to make it shine, and that was that day. So, thanks.
For Spot News, the final Emmy Award in these categories goes to Mike McCarthy, Drew Yossi, WSYU-MTEE for Icy Morning Mayhem.
In an instant, driver slid out of a mundane Monday, off the road and into fear.
It was real scary, sir. I mean, yeah, it had me in tears.
Scary. We thought we was going to go down in that water there.
Ice quickly covered this bridge over Big Walnut Creek during morning rush hour, even when some drivers noticed.
You could see it was a sheet of ice.
It was too late.
As soon as my truck started,
Kathy Layers,
moving, it was like, uh-oh. And then next thing you know, it really went into the,
This was an insane morning. We went out to cover, I am still short, Drew. We went out to cover a minor fender bender on a roadway on the southeast side, I believe, and we were there live doing the reports, and then the bridge really did freeze up, and there were like 5 crashes in a half hour, and we almost got hit once, because it was just happened to come right towards us, and it came right towards Drew. So I'll make it quick. I want to thank my wonderful wife who puts up with me waking up and leaving at 2:30 every day to go cover Spot News, which is what I love. Mitch Jacob and Dan Mellon, our news director and general manager, who fully support us in what we do, and myself personally. Thank you guys very much, and the story would not have been possible without Drew. Thank you for your great visuals.
This was exciting. I want to thank my mother who's over here. She put up with a lot of changed Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays over the years, so thank you very much, Mom. And Carolyn.